I'm LaDonna Lockard, and this is Max Combos. I'm here today with Kristen Messerly. Kristen, you are the founder of First Home IQ. We were connected by Dave Savage. I am so excited to have you here today. You are doing something really special, really cool, and I want to make sure to help you get the word out about it. So, if you don't mind, walk me back a little bit. Tell me about what First Home IQ is and what inspired you to start it up.
So, our mission is helping to bring financial literacy and homebuyer education, inspiration, and resources to the next generation by empowering educators in the industry to better educate their first-time homebuyers. And so, what inspired me was I originally was a social worker when I started my career, and I did a lot of financial literacy education with young consumers and then I got into working with lenders and helping them build strategies to reach millennials and underserved communities. And in doing a lot of research and working with lenders, I just found there's so many people that want to educate and be leading building their brand around education, but they just really struggle with building that content. And so Dave Savage and Todd Bookspan and I were talking about like how we could do that in a way that just makes it easier for people to be educators. So that was kind of how that started about a year and a half or a couple years ago, and we're really excited about the momentum here.
Yeah, you've done a lot in a year and a half time. And that's coming from someone who's been building my own business in about a year and a half. So I know the hard work. I know everything that goes into it. So congratulations on what you're building and what you're accomplishing. I want to ask you from your perspective, what do you think is something, a myth that's still out there for first time home buyers that just it's stuck in their head and for whatever reason they can't get rid of it? This is super relevant. Like you said, you are showing people how to be educators for these customers. What is something that you feel like your MLOs, the MLOs can be doing to better educate first time home buyers on whatever this myth may be?
Yeah. So the biggest myth is still around down payment.
Mhm.
This is something, so National MI has sponsored an annual or sometimes more than annual report with on the next gen home buyer that I've been doing for the last 5 years. I've surveyed over 7,000 millennial and Gen Z consumers. And every year, I mean, it's consistent that down payment, people think that you still need more than 10 or 20% even to buy a home. And so I think, talking about down payment, talking about affordability strategies. We've been talking a lot about house hacking at First Home IQ and,
Mm.
ways you can get into a home faster by leveraging, having roommates and I think people just need to think a little bit outside the box and understand the options that are available to them, whether it be down payment assistance programs or just putting less than, putting 3% down or whatever. So I think there's a lot of misconceptions out there, and through education, through doing social media posts, through doing community events that just talk about this kind of thing would really make a big impact both for their business and impact in their communities.
I think you're so right. What do you think is a actionable tip that any MLO or agent who might be hearing this can do today to reach out and better serve that next generation of home buyers?
Yeah. So first of all, super easy to do would just be creating some content that talks about these topics. I love events, and I think those are really crucial. But if that feels like a step too far or like a lot of energy, I mean, first of all, we make it super easy with First Home IQ, but yeah, I think. Also, we have a quiz at firsthomiq.com/get my score. It's a super easy, like 15 questions that measures your understanding of buying your first home. That would be
Mm.
a super easy and fun step for you to take that quiz and share that on your social media network, send it in an email, but do a campaign around that and say, hey, let's have a conversation about where you are on this spectrum and see what gaps we can fill, and I think leading a conversation around that would be a really easy first step to take.
I think you're so right. What a fun way to go about it. We know content is king. You're giving people the perfect opportunity to just get out there, create some new content, hopefully attract some buyers and some first-time home borrowers. So thank you for that. I want to dive a lot deeper with you because we've just scratched the surface of First Home IQ, of your background, of all of your initiatives. So let's go over. We're going to jump in. We're going to do a take it to the max. But I hope that this is at least a great introduction to you and what you're building. And hopefully, for anyone interested, they'll come over, they'll join us on the podcast. So, Kristen, thank you so much for being here. And for Max Convos, I'm LaDonna Lockard.
For more on these and all of today's top stories, go to nationalmortgageprofessional.com.